Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I'm your reader, Jay. These are going to be mid-March messages for the sign of Libra. What's going on, Libra? How you guys doing? If you are a subscriber to my channel, you might not be so surprised to see me here. You've seen me uploading for the past couple of days. But Libra, if you are new to my channel, this is a new type of video that you're seeing here. I normally just do monthlies and birthday messages, but you know, Mercury retrograde has come into my life with full force. It's really shaken up a lot of things for me, a lot of things. And so part of offloading what I can't handle, I had to do something that I could handle, which was creating new content for my own channel, for my own business. So that's what I've done. All right, guys, so I shuffled off camera to save time. That's your main spread there. What I'm going to do now is shuffle for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that is when the reading begins. You can look for the timestamp in the description box below if you want to jump ahead. Also down there is all the information that you're going to need if you want to get a personal reading with me, okay? And, you know, I'm just going to say it. I just, especially after today and yesterday, the days that I've had. Libra, I hope this Mercury retrograde is going well for you, because it is knocking me left and right, man. I swear to God. But that's just something, that's just me sharing with you, building a rapport, building a relationship, you know. As a Libra, I hope you can value that, you know, you rule the house of relationships, yeah? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get your outcome for mid-March 2019. Libra's outcome for mid-March 2019, 2019, please. Mid-March 2019 for Libra. Whoa, there it is. Okay. Side two. Which way for Libra, please? Okay, thank you. They were like, no, no, no. It's upright. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the overall. Okay. And let's flip your one face down card. Oh, wow. What you got going on? Libra, what's going on? Let's find out, huh? All right. Please show me Libra's prominent energy for the mid-month period. Please show me Libra's energy during mid-March. Please show me their prominent energy in mid-March. Please show me. Okay, thank you. Two places, but they said mostly here. Okay, so Libra, coming into the mid-March period here, you come in with the 7, right? Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you are like waiting. Some of you are like in this evaluation period. Some of you are just like sort of admiring your garden, as much as that woman there is admiring her garden, admiring her pentacles bush. Okay, so some of you might be literally looking at vegetation, looking at your garden, or, I mean, obviously it's only springtime here, but maybe in the southern hemisphere you're beginning to harvest. But here, with springtime right around the corner, some of you are looking at your garden, you know, figuring out what you're going to plant and what you're going to do in terms of your landscape. So there's this idea of evaluating and wanting to kind of implement plans for your space. Now, like I said, literally, I mean, with the look of the card, it literally for many of you can be a garden, but more generally speaking, I'm going to say you're looking at your home, you're looking at your life. It is Pentacles. Some of you are looking at your finances, and there is, for some of you, especially those in the southern hemisphere, where, you know, you might be harvesting, or it might be time to, you know, sort of cultivate or pluck the fruit from the bush or from the tree, so to speak. So I think southern hemisphere people, and this is interesting that they're making me talk about this, for those in the southern hemisphere, it might be time for you to act. You're about to act, you're evaluating how to act. And for those of us in the northern hemisphere, it's time for us to plan. Okay, and I'm saying us as if I was you, Libra. So there is this evaluation going on, and you're looking over the details. You're looking over, like I said, finances for some of you, and you're really trying to figure the next best step, or how to utilize the resources that you have. I like it. It feels very peaceful, okay? It feels very calm. It doesn't feel, I don't feel any of you really feeling in a rush. I think that perhaps where you've just come from, things may have been rushed. Things may have been, you know, hurry, 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 now, now, now. And for the moment, you're just like, all right, let me sit here and let me think about this, or let me sit here and watch how this develops, or let me consider these factors. So evaluation, chilling out, not really moving too much. I like that for you. Like energetically, it feels like a good place for you to be in right now. Many of you might need this little pause in the action, or this time to reflect, or this time to really, like I said, go over details and really figure out what's next. Okay. Now, what is this? Okay. All right. So I think this is really talking about where you are, and this is more talking about what might still be lingering, or where you've come from, Libra. I think is what that is. Yeah. Okay. So you've come from a place where, which way are we going? That really shook the table there. Wow, it can go either way. Like, am I like oscillating because I'm doing the Libra reading? Yeah, okay, thank you. Because I was like, I don't think the Ten of Wands is where we're going. I just, like, we could, but I don't think we should go there. All right, so right next door, Six of Cups in reverse for you. Let me show you this card upright. I always love looking at this card. It always makes me want a glass of lemonade or pink lemonade, but I don't have any on hand, and I'm not going to the store to get any. Anyway, but you got it in reverse, Libra. So there might have been a call back to something for you in several ways. Mercury retrograde, that makes sense. So maybe you've had people come out of the woodwork, people you haven't talked to in years, people you haven't seen in years, people who, you know, just went no communication on you, or you went no communication on them, or just distance between you and another person. So there may have been a rekindle of that. But then I also feel that as quickly as this person comes in, or how quickly you make contact with them, the contact or the communication dies down again. That's specific to those experiencing something during the retrograde. In a bigger sense, I think the Six of Cups is talking about kind of turning away from, Libra, this idealizing, idolizing and idealizing. So, you know, putting something on a pedestal, basically, from the past. Specifically, something that made you feel nostalgic, or a person that made you feel nostalgic, or a memory, or an event, or a place, or an object, or something. Whatever this is, it can be a person, it can be an object, or it's just something inside of you as in terms of memories and experiences that, like I said, were idolized or idealized in your mind, in your heart, and you're just like putting that to bed. Maybe that kept you tied to a person because you viewed them a certain way through rose-tinted glasses, or they to you. It could go either way. It is a general, right? And just that adherence to the ideal, that adherence to putting that person or that thing or that time in your life on a pedestal, kept some cycle alive. I feel cycles here with this six, okay? So something turning or circling the drain almost is kind of what it feels. And I think you wised up to that, Libra. I think that this has happened previous to now. For some of you, maybe it's happening now. Like I said, the retrograde will affect, you know, this could overlap with that retrograde, people coming out of the woodwork and people coming back to talk and all that kind of stuff. So it might still be happening now, but I feel this is mostly done. You're putting it down, taking those rose-tinted glasses off of your face, and you're wanting to see things as they are. the good, the bad, the ugly, as they are. If you see it as it is, right next door to the Seven of Pentacles, you are better able to make a proper evaluation. You're better able to decide what to do moving forward, what plants to, or what seeds to plant, what fruit to pluck from the tree, etc., etc. If you look at something through rose-tinted glasses, just imagine, especially like in the case of what we were talking about, a garden. If you have those tinted glasses on your face and you look out into your garden, you're not going to see the vegetation in its full light, in its full color, whatever it is, you know. So if you're looking at a flower that is pink and you have rose tinted glasses on, you're not going to recognize that flower. You're not going to be able to see the subtle nuances of those petals, right? So removing your glasses allows you to see the situation, the person, the memory, the event, whatever we're talking about. It's very abstract today. But you know what I'm talking about if this resonates with you. And when you see it for who, or for what it is, who they are, whatever we're talking about, there's a sense of relief for some of you. For others, there's a sense of panic. For others, there's a sense of just, okay, just acceptance. And in other cases, there is a sense of fear. You know, I'm getting like fear, rejection, I'm getting anger, I'm getting sadness, perplexity for some of you. I think because going back to the glasses thing, when you look, when you look at the world through those glasses, it kind of mutes everything, right? Everything kind of blends in and looks the same. And then when you take them off, you now recognize the world in different colors. So now you can see the yellow, because yellow would be oversaturated with the pink and it would read as a pinkish color. You take off those glasses, or even white. Now you can recognize the color white for what it is. So there's an acceptance of, or just like this, wow, I missed all these details. When I had those glasses on my face, I couldn't see everything for what it was. I couldn't see the true world around me. Big stuff. Again, I feel most of you have had this happen already. For others, it will unfold soon. Now, what unfolds from that was this, and again, I feel like this is mostly a past energy, is this Hermit card. Major Arcana card for Virgo, so you might have a Virgo around you of significance, but it does not have to be. So, a lot of self-care, Libra. Obviously, look at this. Luxuriating in a bath. She's got different soaps down there. All of them say Lux on them, so luxury, right? So there's this rest, relax, well, as much as you can, rest and relaxation, because the other part behind this Hermit card, which isn't really in this illustration or in this picture, is that the Hermit goes through a lot of development through kind of rehashing or revisiting and diving deep into things that one person in their sane mind probably would never want to do. So that means going and thinking about the bad things that have transpired in your life, the relationships you've lost, the relationships that have caused you pain or caused you this discomfort, or the losses that you've experienced. And, you know, it's just all this stuff. And, you know, I mean, if you want to get like really specific with it, or kind of throw blanket statements on things, it's talking about your daddy issues, your mommy issues, you know, all those hurt wounds that you had from your childhood, whatever. The Hermit is in the business of getting to the bottom of that stuff and really having sort of like an acknowledgement, you know, because, excuse me, I wouldn't say that the Hermit necessarily heals those wounds. I think he reveals those wounds, and I'm saying he because he's normally a he, so sorry, but she or he, it doesn't matter. But the Hermit normally reveals the wounds, shines a light on them, walks a very narrow path, goes into deep caves where nobody wants to explore, and is like, oh, there's the wound. And then from there, your more conscious self, your more proactive self, your more aware self, whatever, however you want to conceptualize that, takes over and is confronted by the stuff that the Hermit goes and finds and reveals. So some of you maybe have had revelations over, I'd say, the past few months, maybe even a year or so, have had big revelations about your past, your childhood, yourself, your relationships, whatever. And after that, I think what is the reason, well, not the reason, but, well, I guess the reason, because I asked specifically which deck to use for you guys, and this artwork is in this deck. So after the revelations, after things are drug up from the depths, right? What do? You gotta take care of yourself. I think many of you have been in this mode for a while, kind of partners in a diagonal with that Seven of Pentacles, which is, you know, trying to be objective, trying to look at things from a distance point of view, not trying to be subjective and be sort of wrapped up in your own ego. If it's, again, going back here just for a second, with that plucking the fruit from the tree, your current self, your ego might say, I want an apple. We've got an apple tree in the backyard. Let's go get an apple. But your more conscious self, your more tempered self, the objective arm's length, let's think about it self says, well, we want an apple, but the tree, it's not ready. It's not ripe. Or these apples are meant to go into a pie that we're going to cook at the weekend, on the weekend. And you're looking at your calendar. It's Monday. I want an apple now. So there's this idea of not giving into your impulses, not shying away from the truth of the matter, and really taking into account responsibilities or duties or obligations. You're like a maturing energy through that Hermit experience and through that Six of Cups experience. Now we can talk about the Ten of Wands. They were like, 10 of Wands. And I was just like, do you mean that? So 10 of Wands. So again, I feel this is kind of past, but this is probably the most recent part of the past that we've discussed so far, right? You've got this nice little counterclockwise circle here, starting here and going up over, right? So recently, and still for some of you, or yet to come, yet to fully unfold for some of you, is this Ten of Wands, yeah? Look at that. Look at how crazy that is, okay? All kinds of brooms and mops and dustpans and everything. Just a lot of commotion. That wonderful made-up word, discombobulated, okay? And it's a lot to bear. It's a lot to hold. She's got two thin arms. No offense to any thin-armed people out there, but she's got two thin arms. There's no way she can handle all that business. Her muscle tone is lacking, okay? So there is this idea for Libras, for you guys Libra, that some of you or most of you have felt pushed to the brink of something, pushed to the edge of something, pushed to your limits, not being able to withstand or withhold or sort of see something through. But the irony with the Ten of Wands is that you actually are able to see it through, or you're about to see it through. You're about to cross this finish line after all this hard work or all of this burden. Now, that doesn't negate, nor does it ease the fact that it was a struggle along the way. So if some of you are ending something, or, you know, whether that be a relationship or some circumstances, moving houses, or, you know, I do get this like go energy. Some of you have gone, or someone is coming into, or you're leaving behind. You know, there's this motion. I feel emotion. And the go can also apply to your career for some of you. You're leaving a place of business, or you're leaving behind a business. Maybe you're changing your career path or your industry, right? Now, the fact that it's sort of wrapping up and it's coming to some completion point doesn't take away from all of the trials and tribulations along the way that you had to experience. And I think, being that it comes above your Seven of Pentacles position, Libra, you're really taking stock. What did I learn from this? What did I gain from this? What did I lose from this? What did I miss? What were the things I could have learned earlier, or that I still don't understand? There's a lot of, and with the 10, being it that it's a 10, you might be looking at every single one of those wands or brooms or rakes or whatever, and you're like, okay, what was this one? And you might be literally like going over, you know, objects, especially if you're moving. You might be like looking into drawers or opening closets and you're like, okay, when did I get this? Oh, wow. And then you're sitting there thinking about a concert or something that happened that's tied to the object. And then you're deciding, okay, is it moving with me? Or am I leaving it here? Am I donating it? Whatever. But there's just, again, this evaluation of everything that went into whatever the hell that 10 of Wands means to you, and figuring out what you're supposed to get from it. Because that also touches back to that Hermit energy as well. Really looking over the details, really looking over, you know, some of the things that you've shoved into a corner, shoved into a dark space that you haven't wanted to really encounter or really think about in your current moment. There's a lot of purposeful consciousness on your part, Libra. And if you're not doing this, this is just going to be for a handful of you, I think. If you're not doing this, I feel you should consider doing it. There's, for somebody out there who's like, still got those rose-tinted glasses on, you should take those off and get to work. But you don't have to do anything. Free will, it's your life, you do what you want. But I'm like looking down at the board now and I'm like, why am I preaching to people? I don't try to preach to people. The outcome, my friends, for you is the High Priestess. So what I was just saying, I think was a little bit of a challenging from this card, aka you, from yourself, from your higher self or your guides, your angels, whatever you want to think about, whatever you believe in or don't believe in, came through here. So High Priestess talks about that. She talks about listening to yourself, listening to your guides, listening to your intuition and your guts, and really taking in the lessons or taking in the details and the tidbits that maybe before you never recognized, or maybe before you didn't appreciate. And then once you kind of have that under your belt, that skill of recall and reflection and getting to some higher perspective or coming into higher perspectives in your present moment, then you can forecast, is how they're showing me. Forecast. And not forecast like the weather, but they're really showing me like someone fishing, but they're doing it at this like astrological body of water. Like it's really kind of cheesy and mystical what's going on in my mind right now. But that ultimately, I think, is what we in our human form can hope for with the High Priestess. There's another concept, an interpretation of the High Priestess being still attached to your own intuition and your own guidance, but she is her own entity, very separate from the human experience. And she can be looked to for guidance and advice and some type of leadership in terms of your spirituality, but she will always be hidden behind a veil. She will always be slightly unavailable to you. You cannot always contact her. She's one of those, don't call me, I'll call you. It's kind of like that energy. So you can go either way with that, Libra, but I really feel as your outcome, if you're already on this path, if you're already working on this, or you're already kind of in this energy or in this space, good for you. Again, for those who are not, or you're like adverse to it, you're like skeptical of it, release a little bit of that skepticism. Let's give it a shot. Just give it a shot. Just give it a try is kind of what I'm feeling. Just give it a shot. What do you have to lose? You know? But you're an adult. We're all free will. I believe in it. I practice it every day of my life. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Okay? Now your overall for this mid-March period, Queen of Swords. Hello! In your own energy, okay? This is you, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And, oh, well, absolutely. And gardening still with that pair of garden shears, right? Do they still count as shears if they're like that? The little spring action handle? I don't know. Anyway, so for some of you where I was sort of alluding to it, but I didn't say it, here it is in plain sight in this illustration. Some of you are breaking up. Some of you are getting a divorce. Some of you are separating. Some of you are just, you see what she's doing? She's about to clip that rose, which is pink, or rose-tinted, huh? And she's removing him, this rose man rose, however you want to think about this. So there is this removal, and being Queen of Swords, being that's your element, that's your home base. It's you. Some of you are actively doing this. You're removing someone from your life. Like I said, breakup, split, separation, divorce, whatever. Condolences. That's tough. We've all been broken up with, or have broken up with people, right? It's never fun. But for those in this specific situation, look at I feel both parties are kind of okay with it. Especially the queen. Maybe he doesn't know because he can't really see, so maybe it's a surprise to the other person. But for the most part, the queen is like, yep, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what I'm doing. And that also falls in line with the Queen of Swords. She kind of goes after what she wants. She doesn't really mince words. She doesn't really beat around the bush. She's usually pretty direct. So that's kind of the other element where if you're not in a relationship and everything is peachy keen, please don't pick this up. If you're in a peachy keen relationship and you love someone and they love you and it's oochie coochie, perfect. That's not what I'm saying. The other part of this would apply to those who are in those happy relationships and or are single and ready to pringle. I meant to say Pringle. It's a joke. Anyway, is that directness? Is that I want what I want, and I'm going to get what I want. I say what I say, and I mean what I say. It's just like being very assured and very alert. Looks like that woman's had like 15 cups of coffee. Maybe she's been up gardening all night. Who knows? So I feel an ownership in this energy for you, Libra. Total ownership of who you are, what you are, where you're going, how you're going to get there, who's with you, who's not with you, and just all of the lines are steady. No blurred lines here. No chance of misinterpretation, misunderstanding, and that could be also reactionary to the Mercury retrograde period for some of you. If it's gone a little haywire, if things have been a little hazy, given that this is mid-March and we've got, because the retrograde technically ends on the 28th, and then if you consider the shadow period, it's not until mid-April. There is this, I'm ready to get things clear. I'm ready to get things even. Like, no BS, no misunderstandings, no haywire communications. Let's all just be about our P's and Q's here, okay? Libra, that's your mid-March reading. Did you like it? If you did, there's a like button down there. Hit it for me. Leave comments below if you want to tell me how this resonated with you. I would love to read that stuff. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. That way you'll be notified of when I upload again. And of course, share this video across your social media platforms. It lets other people know, hey, I watched this YouTube reader and I think she's pretty cool. How about you guys? And that, of course, is how we spread love and affection and support across the modern world, considering this new god of technology, or this new form of technology. Technology has always been there. It's just like so rapid and so kind of, well, I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about my philosophies about it. Anyway, Libra, thank you guys so much for watching up until this point, okay? Take care. Bye.